The story you know is just the beginning. We all cheered when Simba reclaimed the Pride Lands. But what if the greatest threat wasn't vanquished? What if the shadow of Scar lingered? Not just in memory, but in flesh and blood. This is the untold story. The battle that truly defined Simba's reign. The awakening of Scar's heir. Years of peace had softened the Pride Lands. Under Simba and Nola's rule. The herds returned. The grasslands flourished. And a new generation was born. Prince Kian and Princess Kiara were the pride and joy of the kingdom, symbols of a bright, unbroken future. But in the desolate outlands, a different legacy was stirring. Zira, Scar's most fervent loyalist, had been nursing a grudge that festered like a wound, and at the heart of her vengeance was Kovu. Though not Scar's biological son, he was his chosen heir, molded from birth for a single purpose: to reclaim the throne and avenge his master. Zira's training was brutal. Every day Kovu was drilled in combat, his mind poisoned with tales of Scar's supposed greatness and Simba's treachery. He was taught that love was weakness, mercy was for the foolish, and power was the only thing that mattered. His siblings, Nuka and Vitani, watched with a mix of fear and admiration. They were a family bound by hatred, their den a grim echo of Scar's dark reign. Zira saw in Kovu the perfect weapon, a Trojan horse to infiltrate the Pride Lands. Her plan was simple, yet diabolical. Kovu would get close to Kiara, earn Simba's trust, and when the moment was right, he would strike. The first phase of the plan unfolded with chilling precision. During a staged fire in the grasslands, Kovu rescued Kiara, positioning himself as a hero. Despite his deep suspicions, Simba was bound by the laws of the Pride Lands. A life debt had been created. Reluctantly, he allowed Kovu into the Pride Rock, but on a tight leash. He saw the flicker of Scar in the young lioness' eyes, and ordered Timon and Pumbaa to watch him constantly. What Simba didn't anticipate was the one thing Zira never prepared Kovu for: genuine connection. Kiara, headstrong and open-hearted, refused to see Kovu as a monster. She saw a troubled soul, not an enemy. She showed him the beauty of the Pride Lands, the harmony of the circle of life, a concept completely foreign to his upbringing of survival and dominance. For the first time, Kovu experienced laughter, playfulness, and the warmth of friendship. He began to question everything he had been taught. He and Kiara spent their days exploring, and with every shared sunset, the walls around Kovu's heart began to crumble. He was falling in love, and this terrified him more than any battle. Back in the outlands, Zira grew impatient. Through Vitani's spying, she learned of Kovu's wavering loyalty. Enraged by his betrayal, she decided to accelerate her plan. She ambushed Simba while he was alone with Kovu, framing Kovu for the attack. The trap was perfect. Simba, wounded and seeing Kovu standing over him, believed the worst. The darkness he had always suspected had finally shown its face. He banished Kovu, his roar echoing with the pain of betrayal. Kiara was heartbroken, unable to believe Kovu was capable of such treachery. The Pride Lands were once again divided, teetering on the brink of war. Cast out and alone, Kovu was at a crossroads. He could return to the outlands and face Zira's wrath, or he could forge his own path. The love he felt for Kiara gave him a new kind of strength. He realized his destiny wasn't to be Scar's echo, but to be himself. Meanwhile, Kiara, refusing to accept her father's judgment, defied him and ran away to find Kovu. Their reunion was a powerful moment, a declaration of love that transcended pride and prejudice. They knew they had to return, not to fight, but to unite their prides. As a storm gathered, mirroring the turmoil in their hearts, the two factions met at the border. On one side, Simba and his pride, ready to defend their home. On the other, Zira and her outlanders, thirsty for blood and revenge. The battle was inevitable. Lions clashed with a ferocity born of years of hatred. In the midst of the chaos, Kovu and Kiara leaped between the warring prides, pleading for them to stop. Kiara's words rang out across the battlefield. "We are one." She reminded them that there was no difference between them, only the hate that was tearing them apart. Her plea began to resonate. The lionesses, one by one, stopped fighting. Vitani was the first of the outlanders to cross over, choosing unity over vengeance. The others followed, leaving Zira isolated in her rage. In a final, desperate act, Zero lunged at Simba. Kiara intercepted her, and the two tumbled over a cliff edge into a raging gorge below. As Kiara clung to the cliff, Zira slipped, refusing Kiara's paw and falling to her demise, consumed by the same hatred that had driven her for so long. With Siragona, the war was over. The Outlanders were welcomed back into the Pride Lands, not as enemies, but as family. Simba, humbled and wise, looked at Kovu not as Scar's heir, but as his daughter's chosen mate, and a son in his own right. The rains came, washing away the scars of the past, and nurturing the seeds of a new, unified kingdom. The battle for the Bloodline had ended not with a roar of victory, but with the quiet understanding that love, not vengeance, is the true legacy of a king. The circle of life was finally whole again, stronger and more resilient than ever before. Thanks for watching our take on this epic saga. What do you think of Kovu's journey? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories from the worlds you love. See you next time.